I'm going to begin with a memoir piece that takes place in 1963, 50 years ago. And I wrote this piece in 1987, 25 years ago. And it's called Where Were You in 63 When JFK Died? I was with Andy Warhol. I heard he was shot when I was downtown. Andy heard he was shot when he was walking across Grand Central Station. And I got to Andy's house about 1:30, just after he did. In the back room with the Liz Taylor and the paintings stapled up on the walls, we sat on the Tiffany couch amongst the clutter, watching the live TV coverage from Dallas. We heard Walter Cronkite say, President Kennedy died at 2 p.m. on November 22nd, 1963. Andy and I grabbed each other, pressed our bodies together, trembling. I started crying, and Andy started crying, weeping big, fat tears. It was a reflection of the hopelessness in our own lives. It was a reflection of our naked failure. We kissed, and Andy sucked my tongue. It was the first time we kissed. It had the sweet taste of kissing death. It was exhilarating, like when you get kicked in the head and see stars. I didn't particularly like Kennedy, and I had never voted. But his assassination changed all that. They shot my man. We spent the afternoon watching the live TV coverage. The telephone rang several times in the front room, and Andy answered it. His death is the best thing he's ever done, I said. Andy got a funny look on his face. Later, when we were watching Jacqueline Kennedy get off Air Force One in Washington live with the blood-stained skirt, Andy said, it's the best thing she's ever done. Andy went downstairs several times to see his mother, who was watching it on TV in her room. His mother was very upset and crying, which made Andy more upset and crying. I don't know what it means, said Andy, frightened and confused. It's a bad omen, I said. JFK's death for me was a death knell in my heart. It portended what was to come, the failure of our aspirations, the 1960s dream of light and love, flower, power, and peace ended with bad politics, and each of our own personal failures decade after decade, while the great triumphs seemed trivial. In 1987, Andy was shot, which killed some of his genius as he stopped taking risks. When Andy Warhol died unexpectedly in 1987, he was more hated and despised by the art world than at any other time in his life. And you can imagine how that felt. Andy laughs last, laughs longest, and laughs best. Thank you. And next is another memoir piece. and this one's called The Death of William Burroughs. William died on August 2nd, 1997, Saturday at 6:30 in the afternoon from complications from a massive heart attack he'd had the day before. He was 83 years old. I was with William Burroughs when he died, and it was one of the best times I ever had with him. Doing Tibetan Nyingma Buddhist meditation practice, I absorbed his consciousness into my heart. It seemed like a bright white light, blinding but muted. I was the vehicle, his consciousness passing through me. A gentle shooting star came in my heart and up the central channel and out the top of my head to a pure field of great clarity and bliss. It was very powerful. William Burroughs resting in great equanimity and the vast empty expanse of primordial wisdom mind. I was staying in William's house, doing my meditation practices for him, trying to maintain the good conditions and dissolve any obstacles that might be arising for him at that moment in the bardo. I had confidence that William had a high degree of realization, but he was not totally, not completely an enlightened being. Lazy, alcoholic, junkie William. I did not allow doubt to arise in my mind even for an instant, because it would have allowed doubt to arise in William's mind. Now I had to do it for him. Another part of this piece is called What Went In to William Burroughs' Coffin with His Dead Body. On Tuesday morning, August 6th, 1997, James Grauerholz and Ira Silverberg came to William's house to pick out the clothes for the funeral director to put on William's dead body. The clothes were in a closet in my room, and we picked out the things that would go into William's coffin and grave, accompanying him on his journey in the underworld. His favorite gun, a .38 snub-nose special, fully loaded with 5 shots. William called it the Snubby. The gun was my idea. William always said, you can never be too well armed in any situation. Of his more than 80 world-class guns, he often wore it on his belt during the day and slept with it fully loaded on his right side under the bedsheet every night for 15 years. Gray fedora. He always wore a hat when he went out, and we wanted his consciousness to feel at ease dead. His favorite cane, a sword cane made of hickory with a light rosewood finish. Sport jacket, black with a dark green tint. We rummaged through his closet, and it was the best of his shabby clothes and smelling sweet of him. Blue jeans, the least worn ones, were the only ones clean. Red bandana, he sometimes kept one in a back pocket. Jockey underwear and socks. Black shoes, the ones he wore when he performed. I thought the old brown ones that he wore every day because they were more comfortable. But James Grauerholz insisted There's an old CIA slang that says getting a new assignment is getting new shoes. White shirt. We'd bought it in Beverly Hills in 1981 on the Red Night Tour. It was his best shirt. All the others were a bit ragged. And even though it had become tight, he'd lost a lot of weight, and we thought it would fit. Necktie, blue, hand-painted by William. Moroccan vest, green velvet with a gold brocade trim, given him by Brian Geisen 25 years before. In his lapel buttonhole, the rosette of the French government's Commandeur des Arts et Lettres, and the rosette of the American Academy of Arts and Letters, honors which William very much appreciated. A gold coin in his pants pocket, a gold 19th century Indian head $5 piece, symbolizing all wealth. He would have enough money to buy his way in the underworld. His eyeglasses in his outside jacket pocket. A ballpoint pen, the kind he always used. He was a writer and sometimes wrote longhand. A joint of really good grass. Junk. Just before the funeral, Grant Hart slipped a small white paper packet into William's pocket. "Nobody's gonna bust him," said Grant. William, bejeweled with all his adornments, was traveling in the underworld. I Kissed Him, an early LP album of us together, 1974, was called Biting Off the Tongue of a Corpse. I kissed him on the lips, but I didn't do it, and I should have. It doesn't get any better than this. It doesn't get any more fabulous. And as bad as it is, it does not get any better. Stuck in a traffic jam and the scenery is beautiful, irritating gusts of boredom, and on the radio is playing, "If you don't like my oceans, don't swim in my seas. You can't hurt me, 'cause storms can't hurt the sky." Sugar skulls and long necklaces of rotting human skulls, of police officers, lawyers, and judges. The triumph over abuse and injustice. Fat chance. Ring d'alarm. I could not save you. You are addicted to anger and complaining. When you got hepatitis, everything looks yellow. My anger ate the goose that laid the golden eggs, thick bacon and a little something sweet. And the most surprising change is being the god of your enemies. The eagles fly below us. The illusions that make life bearable, the illusions that make life bearable, the illusions that make life bearable. When you lose the illusions that make life bearable, when you lose the illusions that make life bearable, when you've lost whatever it is you believed or invented, were imprinted or scarred by, unthinkable loss. Delusion inside delusion inside delusion. Everything is delusion, including wisdom. And then there's the illusions that make life bearable, the illusions that make life bearable, the illusions that make life bearable. I'm here to do whatever is your pleasure. Empty words gone without a trace. All I had to do was get through it. All I had to do was get through it. All I had to do was get through it. You can't win. You can't break even. And you can't even quit the game. And happily, very soon, I will remember nothing. The sand is snow, a hurricane in a drop of cum. You will find your true love in the end. You will find your true love in the end. When you die, you will find your true love in your mind. When you die, you will find your true mind. In the darkest night is the brightest light, clear, unlocatable, emptiness, awareness. Thank you. One more poem. Thank you. This last poem. This last poem is called Thanks for Nothing. And I started writing it on my 70th birthday in December of 2006. Thanks for nothing on my 70th birthday. I want to give my thanks to everyone for everything. And as a token of my appreciation, I want to offer back to you all my good and bad habits as magnificent, priceless jewels, wish-fulfilling gems, satisfying your every need and want. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thanks. May every drug I ever took come back and get you high. May every glass of wine and vodka I ever drank come back and make you feel really good, numbing your nerve ends, allowing the natural clarity of your mind to flow free. May all the suicides be songs of aspiration. Thanks that bad news is always true. May all the chocolate I've ever eaten come back rushing through your bloodstream and make you feel happy. Thanks for allowing me to be a poet, a noble effort doomed but the only choice. I want to thank you for your kindness and praise. Thanks for celebrating me. Thanks for the resounding applause. Thanks for taking everything for yourself and giving nothing back. You were always only self-serving. Thanks for exploiting my big ego and making me a star for your own benefit. Thanks that you never paid me. Thanks for all the sleaze. Thanks for being mean and rude and smiling at my face. I am happy that you robbed me. I am happy that you lied. I am happy that you helped me. Thanks. Grazie. Merci beaucoup. May you smoke a joint with William and spend some intimate time with his mind. more profound than any book he wrote. I give enormous thanks to all my lovers, beautiful men with brilliant minds, great artists, Bob, Jasper, Ugo. May they come here and make love to you. And may my many other lovers of totally great sex, countless lovers of boundless, fabulous sex, countless lovers of boundless, fabulous sex, countless lovers of boundless, fabulous sex in the golden age of promiscuity. May they all come here and make love to you if you want. May they hold you in their arms, bawling to your heart's delight, bawling to your heart's delight, bawling to your heart's delight. May all the people who are dead, Alan, Brian, Cookie, Jack, and I do not miss any of you. I don't miss any of them. No nostalgia. It was wonderful that we loved each other, but I do not want any of them back. Now, if any of you are attracted to any of them, may they come back from the dead and do whatever is your pleasure. May they multiply and be the slaves of whomever wants them, satisfying your every wish and desire. But you won't want them as masters, as their demons. May Andy come here, fall in love with you, and make each of you a superstar. Everyone can have Andy, everyone can have Andy, everyone can have Andy, everyone can have an Andy. Huge hugs to my friends who betrayed me. Every friend became an enemy sooner or later. Deep kisses to my loves that failed. I am delighted you are vacuum cleaners, sucking everything into your dirt bag. You are none other than a reflection of my mind. Thanks for the depression problem and feeling like suicide every day of my life. And now that I'm 76, I'm happily almost there. 20 billion years ago, in the primordial wisdom soup, beyond comprehension and indescribable, something without substance moved slightly and became something imperceptible, moved again and became invisible, moved again and became a particle, and particles moved again and became a quark, and again and became quarks, moved again and became protons and neutrons and the 12 dimensions of space. Tiny fireballs of primordial energy, bits tossed back and forth in a game of catch between particles, transmitting electromagnetic light and going really fast, 40 million times a second, where the pebble hits the water. This is where the trouble began. Something without substance became something with substance. Why did this happen? Because something substanceless had a feeling of missing out on something, not getting it, was not getting something when there was nothing to have. From that primordially endless potential to modern day reality, 20 billion years later, has produced me and my stupid, grasping mind has made me and you and my grasping mind. May Rinpoche and all the great Tibetan teachers who loved me come back and love you more. May they hold you in their wisdom hearts, bathe you in all pervasive compassion, give you pith instructions, and may you, with the diligence of Olympic athletes, do meditation practice, and may you, with great confidence, realize the true nature of mind. America, thanks for the neglect. I did it without you. Let us celebrate poetic justice. You and I never were, never tried to do anything, and never succeeded. Thanks for introducing me to the face of the naked mind. Thanks for nothing.